because got it. Can you hit got it? Got it. And got it. You know how many, I wonder how many of our recordings of team meetings starts with us just saying, got it, right? Like that is it. If you don't know these two, I kind of have last year's representative for ALC, Oster Perkari, and of course this year's ALC representative, Paulina Navarre. So I would love to have them also talk about don't call lists.
Do not call unless you want to.
Don't call people that shouldn't be called, right? Because there are people that literally have registered themselves to not be called, and you will get sued if you call them. So don't pester them. And then we have
Tim, can you switch the camera to be on you guys?
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, TV land. And we also have a video here, but I don't think it's going to play. It's basically Mark King. Let's see if it will, because it didn't earlier.
Oh, it was a good video too.
It was good. Oh yeah, you saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
So somehow between yesterday and today, that video is not working. So we'll just move on. It was about the shift, wasn't it?
Yep.
So Mark King was talking about, this is the book that even though we have a book club happening right now, you should all be reading the shift book right now. And that was a, oh, you have somebody talking?
A lot of Zoom because
You don't have people muted.
Somebody's muted.
Nicole got it.
Nicole's on it. When it comes to this book, The Shift, this is probably the most pertinent thing that you can be learning right now. I mean, page 14, I think was the one you talked about on the video. And it's basically that what you do right now, setting yourself up for the end of the year and into December and into next year, this is the time, which, I mean, a lot of our talk today is about bold. So it is going to be a big deal. So
And I will say, I read the book when I first got into real estate and it made absolutely no sense to me. I was like, what the heck are they talking about?
yeah,
But I think reading it again in different parts of your business with different markets really helps.
well, and you guys were at the top 20% mastermind last night, and it got fun because we were all talking about how what you guys did in the very beginning is what you're going to start doing again.
Just going back to the
Yeah.
basics.
I mean, to talk about that, because you mentioned a
No.
couple things.
You know, I've read it 2 or 3 times, and when I first read it, it's like Paulina said, none of it made sense to me. Now that it's like we've been actively practicing and we understand like the systems and the models and the processes, now that I've read it again, it's registered with me a totally different way. And it is like going back to the basics, because when we first got into the business, we would sit from 9 to 11 in the morning and we would just call. We wouldn't answer phone calls from inspectors, appraisers, lenders.
You mean
nothing.
like blocked out time?
Time
You
blocking,
mean like
right.
bunkered, I'm not getting out of my zone, right? You were talking about getting in the zone.
Yeah.
After that 5th call, I would say you're in the zone.
Yep.
That's about right.
Yep.
And you get in that zone and then you stay in that zone for that 2-hour period, 3-hour period. And that's what sets you apart from everybody else, because that's doing what comes unnaturally.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we still pull business from those phone calls 3,
Years
4
later.
years
Yeah.
ago. Like we still pull business today. And like the referrals that we've received from some of those clients and the business that we've gained like over the long term from 6, 7 months of super consistent, dedicated time, like has paid off
Right.
far more in the long run.
It's long term, yeah. It's not instant gratification. It'll come long term.
So cool. All right, well, we're gonna continue and we're gonna pass the buckets. So if you guys grab your cards, put them in the buckets, they're coming down the sides for you. And while they're doing that, we're gonna talk about the MVVVP. Some of you might know these by heart. Some of you might not know what an MVVVP is. And I'll tell you that to build careers worth having a business worth owning,
Jim?
right? Having a life worth living, to be able to give experiences worth giving so that you can leave a legacy worth leaving. Isn't that what we all strive for? Isn't that it? And what I talked to a new recruit about this the other day, and they'd never heard anything like that as far as a company is concerned. And that was one of the reasons they joined us over a couple other places, because they were looking to move. They were at another brokerage. There's going to be a big announcement about that coming soon. But when it comes to you guys, when it comes to the reasons why you do what you do, having a mission statement for your company really matters. Having a mission statement, and if you'll put them all in the top one, that would be great. All right, and so if we're doing that mission statement, the vision statement is to become the real estate company of choice for our agents and their clients. I don't like the word customers. I don't know about you guys. I like the word client.
I would say clients.
Clients, see, there you go. And God and family first and then business. That is just super powerful. And if you guys hadn't looked at those big black frames in the in the middle story, in the main level of all of the Y4C2Ts, and this is what we have as our belief system as a company. Having it in written form is super powerful. And I just want you guys to reiterate that to your clients. Sometimes you can win business by having this, and it is a powerful thing to bring into a listing presentation. All right, so our mission moment.
Mission moment.
Wait, do you guys know what this is? This is our Ron Steffes Award. So we are giving this out. Last week's culture winner, we had Nicole and Michael Rice. And
This week's
is Tori Hunt. Yay! And so special. Have fun. And you wrote something. Would you be willing to say it?
Yeah, thanks Tori, because she's been a trooper. She's been helping us with all of our paperwork, and we throw a lot of crazy ones at her, and while being pregnant and sick and with COVID, so we just thought she deserved it.
Very amazing.
So, did you also grab your little army man too?
Oh, no, but I'll come back up
I don't know
there.
where it went. Oh, there it is. Hold on. He's gonna get thrown.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Well, look, he actually was throwing, which is what gave me the idea. Yay! So
Thank
she
you
gets to
so
keep the
much.
little army man forever, and she gets to have the Ron Steffes Award in her office for all week, so that's exciting. And we have great vendors that we love to work with. How important are our vendors that we work with all the time?
Super important.
Very important. So if you're a vendor, please raise your hand or shout out. Yes.
Just Bowman Insurance Group, we can help with all of your clients' insurance needs.
Awesome, Sarah.
Sarah with USA Mortgage. Just a little update, Casey.
Oh,
They
yes,
were
please.
sent home Thursday.
Send home.
Wow. Had to go back yesterday,
Oh.
so they went back Sunday. And he's not far enough off dialysis for them to remove the ports. So they're staying up in St. Louis with Liz's brother because they have to go back in tomorrow for more labs.
Okay.
But he is, the numbers are continuing to rise and go in his favor, so.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for the
Just keep them in your
update.
prayers.
Thank you for the update. All right,
You said hello online. Patty Murphy.
Patty Morowski, thank you.
Hello.
Good to see you. And
Thank you to everybody, 417 Riki, February, May and June were absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the folks you sent our way. Keep in mind, as the vendor partner, we're also the only locksmith in the area with super access. Keep that in mind as you have issues with your locks and keys on your listings.
that is a huge value add. I love
It
that.
is
That's
super
so
helpful.
powerful. Love that.
What hours do you work, Mike?
What's that?
What hours do you work?
Well, that's a good one. We work realtor hours.
There it is.
Oh, no.
24/7,
Hey,
7
wait,
days a
hold
week.
your ground.
Oh, man, we've got to work on this a little
Did
bit.
you hear what I just heard, you guys? He just said realtor, like correctly.
There's no realtor.
I think we're having an impact slowly but surely. We're gonna turn this game around because there's no such thing as a realtor. There's no D and there's no A after, there's no A after the L. Realtor. No. All right. Yes.
Amy Hensaker Williams with the Collective Home Staging. Yesterday, Cassie and I did an amazing staging at her new listing that's coming up later this week. So we want a Keller Williams agent to bring a buyer to that listing. But the point is that house looked like it needed so much the first time I saw it, and I thought, oh Lord, I don't even know if staging's gonna help this. And then when we got the staging done, it looks amazing, and I really believe it will help buyers see the potential in that home.
I can't tell you how valuable staging is about to become more than it was for the last 5 to 6 years. So the level of growth that we've had, the ease at which it has been to sell, staging is a major value add when it comes to.
Check out my real estate page from yesterday because it has pictures of it. It really looks
Are you
incredible.
doing the before and afters?
I had the befores.
You
I
do?
only do
I don't have the before, but I have the before.
Better get on that. I'm telling you right now. All right. Thank you. Yes. Tori.
I'm just gonna stay back here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Tori Hunt with Onward Agent Services. We mention every week we do transaction coordination, database management, and marketing. But if you don't know what any of that is, or you've never utilized any services like that, just reach out. What I do is just sit down and talk with you about it. So love to chat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do we have any others? Are we ready to move on?
Vendors.
Okay.
Going once, going twice.
I know, right? Okay. And broker moment, we have Dawn in the house. You want to come up?
So we are talking, you guys were talking about the shift. I know you're gonna go down that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Jim sent us out an article yesterday from Inman News that in June, 60,000 contracts fell through. 14.7%.
That's right.
Let that sink in, gang.
That's
Because that's conversations you need to be having with your sellers, that just because we have a contract is not a guarantee. 1.5 of every 10 houses are falling out of contract. So just be mindful of that, that you're securing up those walls of your contract to make sure it's ironclad, like you're calling me and making sure that we're doing the paperwork right. Oh, Jim Boland's here too. Why aren't you talking?
You're doing a great job.
I love it.
So just make sure you're shoring things up and making sure that you're on top of everything the entire way through, because surprises are coming. And I just don't want you guys to get caught behind the 8 ball.
So are you saying these contracts are falling through?
What was did they give us specific reason, just kind of across the board?
No, but if you look at a contract, how can it fall through? Okay, let's start with non-deposit of earnest money. Then let's go to the second page. Contingency for the sale of a property, and then appraisal, and then title work, and then inspections, and then inspections.
Crazy buyers.
Crazy buyers. I think the inspection deal too, I don't know if there's a way to protect yourself on that. Do you, Don? I mean, it's just.
No, not really. I mean, and I don't know about you, but that's been the majority of my calls lately is, how do we get out of this contract? Or they just send us an inspection with 37 items. They clearly want out. What do we do? To me, the easiest thing, gang, is let's just mutual release and get it back on the market so we can find somebody else to buy it. Because if you got somebody coming at you with 37 items on their inspection list, they're gonna fight you tooth and nail that everything is fixed perfectly exactly the way they want it to, because they're looking for a way out.
It's consultation on both sides. So you should, I mean, I had a conversation with the seller yesterday and said, look, inspector's gonna come through, he's gonna find 40 pages worth of stuff and it looks like your house is falling down. You just have to fix it. And he said, everything? I said, yeah, just fix it. And then on the
Brian
buyer's
Jackson
side.
just made a comment online and said pre-inspections might help hedge against some of those fallout. I completely agree with that. Doing a lot of preliminary home inspections and or roof or chimney, things like that can really stop some of that shock in a transaction.
The big stuff, especially, if it's there, we can't control if somebody's fighting about a roof that has granular loss, which is a real common one. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the roof, but but that still allows them to ask for a new roof. And if you respond and say, I'm not putting on a new roof, but I'll make all the repairs.
Still not what
that's an
they requested, so.
So they can cancel. So there's a lot of different reasons to cancel. Just don't let them cancel because of stupidity,
Yeah, just be mindful that, we got more houses on the market, we got more days on the market, and we're having more fall throughs. So just be mindful of that. And also, Nicole put, if you are a regular salesperson, get your license done by the 30th of September.
Yeah, you can do that now. They're sending you emails, aren't they? Yes, get it done. The last thing too, back in when you were going through the mission moment and all those things, do the right thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we've had one this week that I'd tell you about it, but you'd not believe it was our company. So, yeah,
Have
do
one
the
of those.
right thing.
Yeah.
Just, if it doesn't feel right, it's wrong,
Yeah.
And that way, when you go to bed at night, you can sleep, and regardless of whether you made any money or not, you'll still be doing the right thing.
Yeah. And honestly, when you're doing the right thing, you're gonna have less fall through, right?
Should
You have less fall through.
should.
And I'll say one thing about that statistic that you guys put up, and I appreciated that mention, Jim, is that those were Redfin's numbers, which is a good indicator for a large majority of a market, I would say. But also, those are not seasoned, like hardworking single agents. A lot of those deals are not well-trained. I don't know if you've ever done Redfin deals, but they're big where I'm from in Northern Cal, and they're not seasoned, experienced, good agents that are gonna hold that deal together. I mean, like, we do our best to hold the deal together, correct? So when you do that, you're doing actually the justice to your client, so.
Yeah, let's just say that the numbers are wrong, and I think it was as high as 17% in some areas. Let's say they're wrong by 6%. Would you like to have a 10% fall through on your contract?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing 20 a year, that's $6,000. No, you don't want that, so avoid it at all costs if you can.
If you're working with a seller, if you do get the inspection report, inspection notice, I always have the conversation with my sellers, whether it's this buyer or the next one. Now we know about these defects. So now legally we have to disclose them. This is a problem that's going to continue to pop up. So if you want to keep this deal together, just figure it out with this deal, or we can put it back on the market and the next buyer is probably going to ask for the same thing also.
I love Patty Morowski's comment over here. The inspections is what she's dealing with here. That's Morowski inspections. So pre-inspections would have been a great, that is it. We also have, she says, we also have a great addendum feature in your dashboard that makes it super easy to go through those items. I love that.
I will say, I've started doing back a couple of years ago, depending on the quality of the listing, I've been doing pre-inspections on some of my listings. The things that these pre-inspections catch by going through that report prior with the sellers, they realize that a lot of these items that need to be fixed aren't typically expensive items. So it makes it a lot easier to just get a lot of those things out of the way that scare people when they see the report. That way, when they get it inspected, they look at it and they're like, oh, okay, this is in really good shape. There's just a couple things. And it has prevented a lot less issues for me.
Well, and I think it also gives a huge level of downtick in their utility value of their home when they just think, oh, my house is perfect, everything's great. And then you show them the inspection, they're like, there's a vent leading down there. Like, it's all of a sudden they start realizing there's problems with the home and they can start really pricing it right. And Josh, did you have a comment there?
To Paulina's point too, if you do that pre-inspection, it's great. It needs to be disclosed as well. So I had a seller did one on their own before we met and said, hey, you know this, this, and this now. When you fill out the disclosures, make sure you include that, and that. So pre-inspections are great. Sometimes it uncovers things that make it a big deal.
Well, you can fix things a lot of times a lot cheaper before getting into a contract, and all of a sudden you get a request for repair for 5 times what you could have done it beforehand. And Mark?
I was gonna say, an inspection is like appraisal. They're subjective to the inspector and the appraiser that goes out there. Because you may have a pre-inspection, then the buyer comes along, does not hire the same company, and you get a totally different report. And what do you say to your seller then? And now they're fixing things from 2 different inspection reports.
You get 3 inspectors in a row, inspect the house 3 weeks in a row, and you'll have 3 different reports.
You will.
Exactly
So
right.
it's almost
Unless
like
there's a major issue that keeps coming up, but they'll all be different.
There will be. So it's almost a waste of money. I mean,
No, it's not a waste of money, but it's not, I don't think it's the answer to everything. The other side of it is, probably is if you have a pre-inspection, Home Services, I think was the name of a company, House Masters was a company back in the early 2000s and the 90s. They sold that idea. And it was great because you could go in and find things and fix them. But then here comes a buyer with a different inspector and you've got a whole different group and the seller's going, wait a minute, why didn't he find that or she?
I think part of that too, to overcome that is in the conversation about the pre-inspection. Because if we educate them, because I agree with you, it would be a waste of money because every inspector is going to have a different report. But if we pre-educate them on every inspector is going to see different things, we're looking for the major items. Like if we know that there's hail damage on the roof, those kinds of things have saved me a lot.
Yeah, and if that other inspection came in and it still showed up with the things that you fixed, it's always worth it to do those items. So
I like Wim's comment on that.
yeah, Wim's, if you could read that, Paulina.
I told my sellers, it's not only my job to sell your home, but to bulletproof every part of the transaction.
That's setting a big expectation, but I love the way you say it.
I don't think a pre-inspection is a waste of money. I didn't want to imply that. I'm just saying that, I don't want anybody to think that because it's a great idea to have especially the major things taken care of and or disclose those items that you're not going to fix, Tell them up front, I'm not fixing this. And how many people in the last 10 days, I guess I should ask, have received contracts that are as is? You got one man, oh, they're still coming in.
Mhm.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I think that'll continue to
I would
dwindle
like
off.
a Contract, be like, nope.
So if you disclose you're not gonna fix it,
Uh-huh.
does that stop the buyer from asking out of the contract?
No,
They can still get out of the contract even though.
no, oh, no. I don't understand your.
If we disclose that we're not gonna fix the broken floor
But if they
joist,
write it in an inspection notice, we go the 10 days, you don't breach a written agreement, he's out of the contract. It doesn't stop it. The thing with the inspection agreement, the way it's written, you have to have an agreement. You have to you have to resolve your issues within that 10-day period or the contract's terminated automatically. And again, if anybody goes on the state board, they should put that in capital letters and underline it so everybody sees that, I mean, you need to know that, and it doesn't matter if it's caulking the damn tubs,
Mhm.
If you don't agree to it, it's terminated automatically.
Or you can request a as-is inspection writer with any offer on your listing.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
But of course, there's different options on there too, so, but
just what, 3, 4 different.
2 and 3, those are the options you want if you're doing as is. There's no use doing number 1 on there.
Brian Jackson's correct. Not many things kill a deal like mold. All right, and he did it all caps
every
too.
inspection
That's
report.
like the forbidden word and where I'm from anyway. So, all right, let's continue. Book club this morning. We've been reading 7 Levels of Communication. Fantastic book. I'm a few chapters in. We had a great thing. We finished the innovation stack last week. And if you guys would like to be there, it's Tuesday morning. So before team meeting, you're going to be here anyway. Might as well come and join us in the morning.
This book, so I read this book for the first time probably 7 years ago when I was a photographer.
Wow.
It completely changed how I ran my business then. And then I reread it after getting into real estate, because it's actually
It's
written-
real estate related. Yeah.
Right, it's written based around the real estate business. Reading it again and implementing these strategies that are in here, talking about like handwritten cards and just the little extra mile things.
Yeah.
It's impressive and quite interesting, just the simple things that you can do that will gain you referrals. That book,
It's really good.
completely changed.
It's really good. All right, so there we are on the 12th. Here we are at the team meeting. We've got buyer contracts happening with Don here today.
Well, we go.
How do you know about that? And then obviously that agent financials workshop, that is being moved because Rachel's not in the office this week. So that will be readjusted. I don't know, Nicole, did you have the new time on that?
No, this is postponed.
I think it's just
No,
postponed.
not yet.
Yeah, so it's just postponed, yep.
Yep.
In all caps, I like that. And Rachel, we have to be determined. And then we've got the admin mastermind. We had the top 20% mastermind yesterday afternoon. We've got the admin mastermind. If you have an admin or if you are wanting to hire an admin, if you've got candidates, having them attend something like that to have them see kind of what it is to be an admin of a realtor is not a bad thing.
Also, admin mastermind has also been moved to 11 a.m. tomorrow, not 9 a.m. So it's at 11 a.m.
Okay, everybody get that? Could you hear that back in the back? Okay. Okay.
Hey, this is Lindy. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can, Lindy.
So I'm hosting Admin Mastermind tomorrow, and we are having a Q&A panel from some of the more seasoned admins and a couple of new admins. So it'll be a really good time to, like, if you're wanting to add an admin to your business and you want to know what they do, this would be a really good time to just come and listen and ask questions. And if you are an admin and just curious, like the progression of your career, this would be a good one too. So we'll be there at 11 o'clock in the training room.
Awesome.
Is that gonna be on Zoom?
Oh, is it gonna be on Zoom, Lindy?
That's not up to me. I think that's up to Nicole.
Okay.
It is. It will be on Zoom.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, and let's go. This is gonna be the 6 personal perspectives. If you guys have not taken this class before, this is a great opportunity. I mean, a lot of times you have to go far away to take this class for it to be here. Very cool. So I'm, one of our own, Wes, is obviously
He
teaching
is
that.
Full of knowledge. He's
Full
great.
of knowledge, yep. And he used to be the ATL. He used to be the Mike Brown.
does,
Yeah. That was way before me. But Mega Agent Camp, that's obviously, we've been talking about it for a while. This is one of the most powerful things you can attend in Keller Williams. So, and we would love to invite anybody with another brokerage that has never had or isn't getting the training like you are to come to that. It would be really powerful to do. I like the way Mike put this. 100% agent-focused content, strategies for thriving in any market, network with top producing agents from around the world. Tap into the world of potential referrals. I mean, I'm telling you, some of the referral partners I've had over the years have made a lot of money from those events. And then all Gary all day. I like that.
Just for that one.
And Mike has already ordered his entire slew of, he's just gonna wear one of those for each day. So he is KW man for sure. And then tickets of flights and so forth is definitely starting to go up. So get your tickets booked now, save yourself the extra money by not procrastinating.
Yeah.
All right, and then, are you ready? Bold is back. And you've taken Bold.
Yes.
And you've taken Bold.
Multiple times.
Okay, so,
You're-
you're saying that two of our newer people within the last 4 years that have taken Bold multiple times and now are in the top, like, 1% of our office? I'd say that's pretty awesome.
It definitely helped my business grow this year. I was
Okay.
looking at the numbers the other day, and there's a difference from last year to this year already.
Okay, so, are you already signed up yet?
Not yet, but you gotta sign up.
Are you signed up yet?
We'll be in 15, 20 minutes.
20 minutes later today. This is a huge goal for us. The more people we can get, the more powerful it can become. There's going to be other market centers joining in. You're going to be able to meet other Keller Williams agents and non-Keller Williams agents from other areas as
And
well.
is it here?
It will be in Springfield.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It will not be in this room because it's too big, right?
Mhm.
So typically we have 100 people and first step is free. So that's one thing that I want to make sure we look at, the speed of base of the market, skill-based market. And then are your skills ready for what's coming in fall? And that was one lovely thing about the top 20% mastermind was just the positivity about what's happening and just how everybody was like, yeah, let's do this, let's go. Everybody else is going to fall away because they're not getting the systems and the tools and the accountability. That's everything Bold
Because
is.
nobody else is talking about this right now.
That's right. Nobody's
Way
talking about
ahead
this.
Of what other brokerages are doing.
Normally I'd say, how's the market, Mike? But obviously he's not here. So we had last week's numbers up there and then last year's numbers down here. And then Mike added a little square on the left there. It says how many homes went pending in 1 day or less. And that number is, and it's covering it. I'm sorry. I don't know. why.
22? No,
33.
33.
33. So 33 homes went pending in 1 day or less. You might remember that a while back, that was like 70 or 80, right? I think the height was like 112 or something like that.
Around there.
So something like that. These are great numbers. Take screenshots, print screen on your computer if you want to use these for things later. And then let's continue forward. This is actually somewhat normal. 54 is that top number if you can't see it on our screen, and that's 28 new contracts, 28 closings. These are outlying areas. And there we go. Look at this, you guys. That was the highest ever, right? 1133. Now it's 1176. In 1 week, we went up another 50, right? So last week was up 100. And so this is definitely, we're already, and I mean, if we're paying attention to it every week, that really gives us a good indicator. All right, Code of Ethics is coming up Friday, August 12th, 9 to 12, Friday, September 9th, 9 to 12. You've been seeing this slide every week for a while. You saw us with our, that video is not gonna play. So we did that video. You
It's on the
probably,
internal page.
yeah, you saw us with all of our Keller Williams ballpark shirts
What's
on.
his name from the radio?
Yeah,
Jay Foch?
Yeah.
Jay Foch. I always forget his
Am I
name.
saying, is that right? Jay Foch? Because it's Foch and Sarah. Yeah.
It used to be Foch.
It used to be.
Oh, Rookie Survival. So YPN is putting on Rookie Survival. It is going to be July 21st at the board. You do have to sign up. The capacity is limited. So we're going to have two different parts. The part one is going to be recent rookies, and I'm one of them, just talking about how to survive in business your first year. But then we also kind of threw a twist on it. We're going to have agents that have made it through the 2008 market, and they're going to be talking about what strategies they implemented to get through the shifting market. So I would love to have Keller Williams agents there. Make sure you guys sign up. I did post about it on the internal page this morning, so the sign up link is there. It's free, lunch provided. Just make sure you guys sign up.
And I would say these rookies, they've never been through a shift, even in yourself included, although you've done what it takes to survive the shift as well in your prospecting and marketing and so forth. So here we go. You guys will all get these sent to you, so just, save the dates that are appropriate.
And then one last
Oh,
event.
yes.
Tomorrow, Trendsetter Homes is opening up their new subdivision in Republic, Birch Point. They're opening it only to Keller Williams agents. They're giving out $50. Who doesn't like
Oh
money?
my gosh.
And
So-
free lunch too, right?
Yep,
Isn't there
so
lunch?
11 until 1 in Birch Point. I don't know. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so who's done amazing stuff this week? This week's focus is really identifying and helping people see who has done, yes? did you-
So they did that before and give away $50. What if you never got your $50? How do you redeem that?
You get 100 this time.
I like it. Go there. There you go. All right, so June cappers, these are the people that have reached 100% and for the following months of their annual year renewal, they will be at 100%. So this is awesome. And first listings. So these are people that have joined us, or this is like for example, Quentin Smith was with another brokerage, but this is his first listing with KW. So not all these people it's their first listing ever, but is their first listing with KW. There's awesome list there. And then first June closing, we're gonna actually start naming off everybody once we get to this next section. But first closing, very cool. So when you see these people,
Exciting.
congratulate them. When you see all their posts and everything, congratulate. It's just part of our culture. And then this is really impressive. This is the home run club. Okay, for June alone, you've got one listing taken, one under contract, and they got a contract closed in 1 month. That entire list was just 1 month of our office. Isn't that impressive? Isn't that so impressive?
It is impressive.
I know, we're not gonna read all these.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike and I have never done that, but we are about to read these ones. So today we recognize the following. So listings taken. So listings taken is future business, contracts written is current business, closed units is closed business, and the 3 categories are individual, team, and group. So we'll cover each one of these categories in unison. So if you guys would help me read these, that would be
Yes.
fabulous.
We might butcher some, but that's okay.
All right, so listings taken, individual.
All right, Dusty Capone,
Nicole Rice,
Brian Jackson,
Gina Hutcherson,
Paulina Nybar.
Home
That's
Sweet.
me.
Home Sweet Springfield.
Ashley Jones.
Oops, did I skip it?
Yep, and Michael Eichenrode.
Perfect. And let's give them a round of applause. Go ahead. So this is listings taken for teams.
Cronkite Homes,
Kim Minningham team,
Zach Craig's Real Estate,
Riley Real Estate,
Dolce Hogar.
Dulce Hogar. I heard.
That's
Dulce
Hogar.
Yeah. That group.
The Homegirls.
Awesome. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, and listings taken for groups. These are the larger teams. So, okay, go ahead.
So, Friday Real Estate,
Rachel McDonald team,
Barrett's Network,
Evans Group,
Tammy Barrett Realty,
Owner's Choice Realty,
Richardson Real Estate,
Bill Reed Real Estate,
Avenue and Home,
Evan Ryan team,
and Z Realty Expert.
Fantastic. Give them a round of applause. Okay, this is listings volume individuals for June.
Dusty Capone,
Austin Picard,
Okay.
Gina Hutcherson,
Ashley Jones,
Home Sweet Springfield,
Tiana Brooks,
Michael Eichenrode,
Ryan Jackson,
Chris Locke,
And Paulina.
Paulina
Nybar. Very cool. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, great one. All right, listing volumes for teams.
Cronkite Home,
Kim Minningham team,
The Homegirls,
Hill Realty Group,
Eck Group,
Zach Riggs Real Estate,
Brett Smiley Real Estate,
and Riley Real Estate.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, so this is listing volume groups, the bigger teams. Here we go.
all right, Grady Real Estate,
Rachel McDonald team,
Barrett's Network,
Evans Group,
Richardson Real Estate,
Tammy Barrett Realty,
Owner's Choice Realty,
Bill Reed Real Estate,
Callaway Gardner,
and Z Realty Expert.
All right. Very, very good. All right, so June contracts, written units, individual. There you are, Paulina.
yep, Paulina Nybar,
Dusty Capone,
Michael Eichenrode,
Brian Jackson,
Chris Locke,
Gina Hutcherson,
Ashley Jones,
Austin Picard,
Catherine Stanislavski,
Melissa Davis,
and Nicole Rice.
That is so good. Okay, so this is contracts, written units, team.
All right, Cronkite Homes,
Kim Minningham team,
Massengale Group,
Dulce Hogar,
Eck Group,
Riley Real Estate,
The Homegirls,
Market Soul Realty,
Brothers,
Hill
Hill
Realty
Realty
Group.
Group,
and then Brandy Massey team.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, so the big teams, contracts, written group.
Grady Real Estate,
Barris Network,
Bill Reed Real Estate,
Jennifer Brew Real Estate,
Evan Ryan team,
the Fisher team,
Robinson and Lyons Group,
Tammy Barrett Realty,
The Property Gurus.
Z Realty Expert.
All right.
What was that?
What do you like point eight of the contract?
Well, if you're splitting it, there you go. Contract written volume individuals, the volume for individuals.
Here we go. Chris Law,
Dusty Capone,
Michael Eckenrode,
Gina Hutchison,
Austin Picard,
Brian Jackson,
Paulina Nybar,
Ashley Jones,
Melissa Davis,
and Tiana Brooks.
Nice. All right, contracts written volume teams.
Cronkite Homes,
Kim Mooneyham Team,
The Homegirls,
the Massengale Group,
Egg Group,
Brothers,
Riley Real Estate,
Hill Realty Group,
Rent Control Real Estate.
and Marketsville Realty.
Chuck,
All right, so June contracts written volume group.
Brady Real Estate,
Veris Network,
Evan Ryan Team,
Bill Reed Real Estate,
Jennifer Grove Real Estate,
the Fisher Team,
Robinson and Lyons Group,
Z Realty Experts,
The Property Gurus,
and Sam Hay.
Wow. Okay, closed units individual.
Dusty Capone,
Paulina Nybar,
Michael Eckenrode,
Ashley Jones,
Chris Locke,
Austin Picard,
Kelly Hunt,
Sheila Johnson,
Catherine Stanisławski,
Liliana Owen,
Okay, closed units team.
Cronkite Homes,
Kim Mooneyham Team,
Red Door Associate,
the Massengale Group,
Rent Control Real Estate,
Brothers,
Egg Group,
Brandy Massey Team,
The Homegirls,
and Rhett Smiley Real Estate.
Very cool. So closed units group.
The Veris Network,
Granny Real Estate,
Phil Reed Real Estate,
Jennifer Gray Real Estate,
Robinson and Lyons Group,
Owner's Choice Realty,
The Property Gurus,
Evan Ryan Team,
Southern Missouri Realty,
Jason and L Realty.
Wow.
You
gotta be in there, I know. So June closed volume individual.
Chris Locke,
Dusty Capone,
Ashley Jones,
Paulina Nybar,
Michael Eckenrode,
Gina Hutcherson,
Home Sweet Springfield,
Liliana Owen,
Sheila Johnson,
Brittany Wetstein.
and Austin Picard.
Nice. I think you guys are up there quite a bit, just saying. All right, closed volume team.
Cronkite Homes,
Kim Mooneyham Team,
Red Door Associates,
Brothers, isn't it Brothers Real Estate?
Yeah, but they're changing it.
Gotcha. Brothers,
The Homegirls,
Massengale Group,
Rent Control Real Estate,
Eck Group,
The Real Estate Writers,
and then Brandy Massey Team.
Nice. All right, last category, closed volume group.
Grady Real Estate,
Veris Network,
Evan Ryan Team,
Robinson and Lyons Group,
Phil Reed Real Estate,
Owner's Choice Realty,
The Property Gurus,
Jennifer Grove Real Estate,
Clay and Play.
Richardson Real Estate.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much. We are doing, what are you doing to be on next month's list? You know, where are you right now? And I would say you're probably 30, 60, or 90 days from some of the deals that you're working on and closing during that time, but we would love to recognize you. This, Mike does a great job of putting these slides together for us, and thank you guys for reading those. It's harder than it looks. Isn't it? All right. And if you want to know what your numbers are, if you want to look at your personal trends, I just been working with our ALC, some of our members I haven't done it with yet, but plotting out their previous years and actually seeing where the trends fall and where the business is being done. I'm a very visual person. If you want to see your graphs, you can reach out to me. I would be glad if you send me your multi-year trends that I can work that in and get those so that you can see them in a very different way. So Colleen, you want to come back over this way? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to play this video because we've been talking about Bold, and I was going to have our Bold coach do a video, but I feel like this one is actually more powerful hearing it from Gary. This is Oler's old school video, so bear with the cheesiness, but it's so good. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller, and I just want to take a second and talk to you about your real estate career. I get asked all the time, Gary, if there was just one thing that I could do that would have the biggest impact on my career, what would that be? And honestly, without even having to think about it, I tell them, you need to get bold. Now seriously, I think you need to get bold. You need to take our Bold program. Now, here's just a few facts I want to share with you about Bold. You know, the current average of contracts per real estate agent while in Bold is 14.2 contracts in just a 7-week period. Bold increased written units of attendees by 50%, sold units by 50%, and GCI by 114%. Those who got bold and had 4 to 6 years experience in the business had 44% more written units, 41% more sold units, and 35% more GCI than those with 4 to 6 years experience who didn't attend bold. Those who got bold and had 7 to 10 years experience had 44% more written units, 35% more sold units, and 20% more GCI than those with 7 to 10 years experience who didn't attend bold. You get the point? Sales associates with 40,000 to 50,000 GCI had 78% more units written, 62% more closed units, and 130% increased GCI than they did before they attended bold. So what do I think when I hear all that? I think you need to get bold. I'm going to tell you the secret is the program does work because it gets you to do what you need to do. It holds you accountable to do it. And you know, it's one of the toughest things about our business. We're independent contractors. We want all the freedom. At the same time, we struggle with the challenge of holding ourselves accountable. Bold's not only going to teach you what to do, it's going to help you find a way to be accountable to do it. I think you ought to do it. I know I would do it. Let me tell you one last thing. I think you ought to do it 10 times. I'm not kidding. I think you ought to do it 10 times. I think the first time you take it, you ought to pretend like you're in the first grade or second grade. And I want you to think about every time you take it, you take 1 or 2 year leap in your education. 10 times gets you out of high school and gets you out of college. So until you've mastered bold, you don't know that your business doesn't need anything else. Good luck. Be bold.
Does everybody understand what GCI is?
Yeah, right?
That's your gross
GCI is
commission income.
your gross.
If it goes up 100%, think about this. I've taken it. It's a lot of fun too.
It is a lot of fun, and I'm gonna say this, I actually did the math just a second ago. So Austin, if I handed you $800, okay, and you give me back $10,000, how's that feel for me?
Pretty good.
Cool. All right, let's say I gave you $800 and you gave me $20,000. How's that feel?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Okay, let's say I hand you $800 and you hand me $30,000. Does that sound good? How about this? If you take bold, I did the math, 11.7 contracts is what you can expect to take from bold, right? That, our average sales price and our commissions that are generated from that is $61,000. And that's actually taking your cap out as well.
Really? Wow.
So it's basically $80,000 to you. So not 30, not 20, not 10, $60,000 net to you to take bold. So I think that it's probably pretty logical for you to do that. Just saying. All right. I'm not going to go through all these resources because we are almost out of time, but we have out front, there's a whole magazine, you guys, an online resource of cool news and things that are happening within Keller Williams. If you guys haven't looked into that or seen that at all, it's a very powerful thing. And they actually provide you a lot of material that you can share out to your database through there. So it's a very cool thing. You don't have to get creative. You don't have to get inventive. A lot of it's done for you. Don't reinvent the wheel. And Inside Connect, if a lot of people, I mean, so many of our agents never even go inside Connect. And it's sad because there's so many materials in there. It's a little bit daunting. And that's why I'd say a lot of people don't do it. And then tech features, social content, designs that are new. There's all these cool new cases and everything, new classes. There's new videos also, by the way, KWU Tech training opportunities. So you can like just take these little slides and you can actually learn how to customize command marketing in your Facebook ads. This month, command, I had these two classes that I just sent out to some of our agents recently about that. So it's pretty big stuff. And next week, we're covering the current stats so that you can be informed for your clients. So without further ado, I think we have the winners.
Where's
Is there any in this one? No. So it's that one. Did you want to pick for us?
Here we go.
Come on, pick it.
Liliano.
Woo! So you want the socks or the charger?
Do the socks.
The socks. All right.
Good choice.
Woo! All
Thank
right.
you.
I expect your husband to wear those the next time we hang out. All right, and could you go run and grab that one for that? For the
what?
vendors as well. Perfect. And you want to have Tim pick it for us.
Go on.
Just shaking it.
Yep.
All right, and
That would be Bowman Insurance, Jessica Bowman.
Jessica, you want a charger?
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Okay, you can come up here.
Okay.
So, we also have a birthday in the house, so I just wanted to say and recognize it's your birthday today, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, he shared it with me. So everybody wish her happy birthday. And thank you all for attending. Hope this was valuable. Thank my awesome guests up here. Please give them a round of applause. And have a great week. If we haven't scheduled some time, let's get on it. All right.
Thank you, guys.